Them is wealth legit, so OD of this paragraph's marks picked. From the booth and block miles, I turn fiend quick. From the booth and block miles, I turn fiend quick. They say, bruh, what's the lane when I'm out to build the highway? And do it my way, the major mind's way. You know the Kill Bill, Kill Bill, Kill Bill. You know the Kill Bill. What's the lane when I'm about to build a highway? And do it my way, for me and mine. Say, you know the Kill Bill, Kill Bill, Kill Bill. You know the Kill Bill.
And the God that we serve is about to teach you a lesson that you have never felt before. I'm coming to you.
Ride out of this one.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of this day of judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, and Thee alone do we beseech for aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path, the path upon those who Thou hast bestowed favors, not the path upon those whose wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray. Amen.
Proverbs 14:15, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going.
Back to basics, time to race it. Better moments on operate. I had a deep thirst to go over me, so how'd I wait from back to such a now? Thank the Lord, every second learn a lesson now. If you can't understand, listen close.
Here, that this wise person, this wise man, is conscious and turns away from the evil that he sees before him. Now, these are qualities that a woman should be looking for in a man. These types of integrity. Is he a man of integrity? Is someone who stands for truth and stands for what for ideals and so forth in his life.
Okay. I back you, Dr. Doyle, 100% behind the fact that when we look at the question, are there or is there any virtuous men out there, you gave a criteria in regards to a virtue in a man, what a woman should look for. And I think that's key. Because sometimes we have to ask ourselves, what expectations are we putting on each other, be it the man is putting on the woman, and in this case, the woman is putting on the man. Can he possess the qualities or the criteria to meet the stature of a virtuous man? Yes, he can. Will a woman take advantage of a virtuous man? Has a woman ever taken advantage of a virtuous man? I mean, those are open-ended questions for the most part. But the ultimate goal in me is to take an internal look and find out within myself where I'm falling short and what I need to do to get to those standards that speaks to a virtuous man.
I see you, love, I see you, and I must get away. Oh, I'm bleeding now, I'm bleeding.
You know, the virtuous man get taken advantage of. It's possible. I never woman bash or man bash. I just look at the situation for what it is. You know, there's good women out there, and there's drama women, and there's good men out there, and there's drama men out there. But they always say you never know a good thing until it's gone. Because when you run across somebody else, they're not, they're not going to do all the things that great woman did for you, or is concerned or care for you. That really comes from the heart. You can't buy love, you can't buy someone's true soul, and they're concerned on who you are as a person.
How can you find a virtuous man? And I think we should actually kind of touch on that a little bit. I think in short, I'll say, in the highways and the byways of a woman's journey, she has a tendency to cross the path of a man, or a man cross the path of a woman. and we deem to actually pursue what we see, and sometimes we confuse basically lust with love, and then a lot of times I think the best way to find a virtuous man in definition, he pays attention to a proud, positive, even a lot of times we can confuse a woman that is aggressive, because she can be aggressive in a way that we perceive it as being sexy, but then also in another way we also look for that almost mom or woman type that actually will tell you how it is and tell you what to do to a certain degree too. So sometimes, but not being too aggressive. So we need that balance.
This is Sister Melanie. I have a question. Are there any men in the Bible, other men in the Bible, that are considered virtuous? And if so, how do our men compare? And also, are there any men that we can recognize in our midst today, a physical man that we can compare and maybe call him virtuous? Because I'm actually at my computer and I'm Googling images of a virtuous man. If you type that in for images, and there's mostly white men that show up, and the white Jesus, of course, being amongst those ones, and a few black ones here and there, but the majority are white, and Barack Obama being amongst those that are black. So are there men in the Bible that are considered virtuous? And if so, how do our men compare to them today?
Good question. Beautiful question.
Dr. Thor, you want to get that one before I get all over? I'll let you have
That's beautiful how she questions that, man. That is well heard.
Yes, it was.
Okay, this is Dr. Thornton here. Going along with what the sister had just said, that she mentions certain men that she found on the website. Well, there are virtuous men, men with moral values, moral character, makeup. I think that in counseling people in the past, I think that one thing a woman has to do is to allow time to take its course in a relationship. Two people may be in a courtship type of a godly courtship type of situation, and they have to give that courtship time. Now, what I mean by that is that, let's take the woman for example. The woman would observe the man that she's in a godly courtship with. And I use the word godly because we know how the world does a lot of things. But a godly courtship, and she must look at that man and see the virtues and take note. And I don't mean mental notes as well as written notes of the virtues that she sees in this particular man. And after I would say a year or so of observing this person, she's going to pretty well know about that particular man. And the opposite of that is true for the woman also. The man looks at the woman the same way, giving time, letting time work its course. Because some people will come in and fool you. Some people will come in and play that game, you know. You want to find a good woman, you know, and you ain't no good, you go to church and you'll find one, you know, or to the mosque or whatever. You'll find some there and try to work your work on them, you know. So time is very important, because time is going to let you see what a person is really about, whether it's just a sham or whether it's the truth that is in that person.
Now, it's funny because I sat and I did my homework tonight between the Bible and the Quran, and almost, if not all, of the messages in the prophet of God were virtuous and stern men. And I'll just speak to Muhammad the prophet in the Holy Quran, because before he even received his revelations, he was known to be a noble man and a just man and an upright man. And a noble man is one who possesses high or excellent qualities, we can go and we can look at Noah, for an example. And it's funny because as the scriptures will teach, I forget exactly which one I was reading, but it says anytime that a man speaks and the man, I believe it was Noah, particularly it might have been Noah, that you know, those in object in objection to his speaking will come against what he's saying because it's truth. And anytime someone stands for truth and speaks truth, but Noah also was known as one of those distinguished men in his community, as well as Moses. Moses was upright as he grew in the house of Pharaoh, and it wasn't until he saw the injustice when he rebelled, but he was recognized to be of high stature, high virtues, high morals, and things like that. Now, when it comes to me personally, when I look at today, the one that I see and bear witness to, that's without a shadow of a doubt, is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. As that for me, I'm just speaking for me now. I can't speak for everybody else because everybody else may have their individual. How can I say that? Because we believe that Allah appeared in the person of Master Muhammad. And he said in the scriptures, I must come in the sinful flesh to condemn sin in the flesh. So when he came, he rose one up from amongst us in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and he left us a divine reminder, a guide. So when we say that Minister Farrakhan is our leader, our teacher, our guide, to me, that's my motto of a virtuous man. That's who I look towards in 2013 to keep me on track and keep me focused in terms of trying to master my virtues within myself. I just wanted to share that because when you asked that, it just put a smile on my face. Because I couldn't think of no other man today in my mind that stands out, and he meets the criteria. I'm talking about Farrakhan. He meets the criterion of all them I just mentioned.